mind tapping my brakes and slowing down a little bit so you could get over. But dude, you've got to accelerate and catch up with us, slide in, and we all could keep going on our merry way. Does that make sense? People merging, man, what is your problem? You can't be 30, 40 miles an hour in a 55, 65, 75 mile an hour lane and think you're going to merge in. You're about to lock everybody's brakes up. Merging means, assimilate means whatever it means, getting in. All right. Hit that ramp, accelerate to a speed that is a safe, mergeable speed that you're not going to disrupt all the 4 lanes to your left. And then you could slide right in and we all could keep going our merry way. Does that make sense? Please. That's a driving tip number 2 for men. Merge properly. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And number 3, we only have 3 today. These are my rants. This is my pet peeve. This is the real deal. O'Neal talking to you. And number 3 on our driving tips for men is very simply, guys, why are you so indecisive, man? When you are driving operating a big piece of machinery, we need a little bit more decisiveness, okay? Be decisive. Know where you're going. Look ahead. Look around. Know your environment. Stop the distractions. Whatever you need to do to be decisive. What do I mean by be decisive? Well, the first indecisive time is when a person is making a right-hand turn and there are people behind you in the right-hand lane. We understand you need to turn. We understand that you need to slow down in order to make a safe turn. We get all that. But my goodness, do you got to slow down to like 5-6 miles an hour in order to get that turn? This is not Tokyo Drift. You're not going to drift around the corner at 40, 50 miles an hour. We get that. Ease down, make your turn, be decisive and get around that corner, dude. I mean, I'm braking, I'm waiting, I'm braking more, I'm waiting more. Goodness gracious, get around the corner. Okay, be decisive. All right. The other thing, oh my goodness, indecisive is pulling out. How many times you sit and you're waiting for a person that kind of ease a little bit? They're trying to look around, ease out a little bit, look around, like if they're backing out of a parking lot or if they're coming out of a turning thing, if they're coming into the street, that you're traveling. I can see you. I understand what you're getting ready to do. I am, accommodating for that in a certain way. Get out. Be decisive. I got people that sit there and think that they get so confused. Like, I understand that everybody's brain doesn't move at hyper speed like mine, but still, you gotta be decisive. You just got to. The Onealien Show. So that's the third and final real deal O'Neal pet peeve and driving tips for men. Number 3, be decisive. Let's go back from the top. Number 1, stay to the right. Get your butt over. Number 2, merge quick. Hurry up. Number 3, be decisive. You know what you want to do, then do it. How's that sound? Let's start on those 3 things, and we'll see how better our driving gets, at least for everybody around you. All right. Hey, listen, what else is on my mind? What else is on my mind today? Money. Yep. Income, revenue, resources. I'm always looking for motivation. I'm always looking for ways to produce income, and a lot of times there are principles that I want to make sure that I am displaying when it comes to money. And so as I was looking around this week, I had a meme that popped up that on one of the Instagram entrepreneur or business accounts that I follow. And this was kind of interesting. It posed a question with this meme. And so we're going to talk about it in this segment that I'm entitling Money Matters. There are things of money, obviously, that make this world go round. So the love of money is an issue. Okay, we don't want you to fall in love with it. We don't want you to do things, make sacrifices and things, and to get that almighty dollar. But at the same time, the bottom line is we got to survive in a system that does work off of money, and so money does matter. And so with our segment called Money Matters, I want to ask everyone a question, and it's interesting the different responses that I had in my mind when I made the different choices. There's 4 different choices that we're going to talk about in a second. But the question is really simply, what would you choose? And then there's 4 little pictures. And I'm going to put this up on our website if it's not already there. But there's 4 pictures, and the question is, which one would you choose? Which one makes most sense or is the most important to you? And then they have four options. The first option is, would you choose $1 million in cash? Okay, so if you could choose out of one of these 4 things, the first one is $1 million in cash. Okay, the second thing, if you could choose one of 4, a lifetime of free traveling for your life, free traveling, book a flight, take a trip, accommodations are paid for, you have a place to stay, you have events to do, free travel. Free flight anywhere in the world for your entire life. $1 million, option number 1. Option number 2, lifetime of free traveling. Okay. Option number 3 on what would you choose is hanging out with the richest people in the world for 2 years. So your option number 3 would be take the top 5 richest people in the world, and you get a VIP pass to their private residence, their private life, their business life, their social life. You get to hang out side by side in the hip pocket of one of the richest people in the world on planet Earth. Okay, 2 years, 2 whole years, 365 days times 2. What is that? 600, 720, 730 or something like that. Okay, for 2 years, you get to hang out every day, VIP access to the richest people in the world. All right, that's choice number 3. Choice number 1, you get $1 million in cash. Here's your duffel bag, right? Here's your briefcase, $1 million in cash. Option number 2, lifetime of free traveling. Anywhere you want, anytime you want, book the flight. It's all taken care of. Go. You can travel for free for life. Ooh, that is tempting. Option number 3 was hang out with the richest people in the world for 2 years. And the final option is, what if I said, hey, listen, here is a winning $100 million ticket, right? Powerball, whatever it is, right? Scratch ticket, whatever. I said, I'm already telling you that there is a 60% chance. That's the question. A 60% chance of winning $100 million, right? Here's your ticket. There's a 40% chance you'll lose it. 6 out of 10 times you're going to win it. And that is your option number 3. So the question is on Money Matters this morning, today, is which one would you choose and why? Which one would you choose and why? Out of the 4 options, once again, $1 million in cash, or lifetime free traveling, or hang out with the richest people in the world, or 60% chance of having a winning ticket for $100 million. Which would you choose? And why would you choose it? I think it's really interesting. Everybody's different perspective on what they value or what they see potential in, and also what they feel like success looks like for them. So $1 million in cash for me would be phenomenal, obviously. It would be a chance to do a lot of things, a lot of projects, and a lot of ideas that I have. It would be the funding behind it. It would be an opportunity to invest. It'd be an opportunity to, let's not lie. Some of us, when we touch $100 million, when we touch 1 million, if we were to touch $1 million in cash, then yeah, I could probably tell you that there would be a little bit of a shopping spree. There are things that, I desire and I want. Okay. These are not needs, but, hopefully I would have enough restraint or enough guidance from some of the mentors or people around that say, hey, well, hold on, John. Let's make sure we don't, blow half of it today. Okay. Because we all know that once you have the provisions for, your mind tends to start rolling on things that you may not even thought about before, but all of a sudden, oh man, I really need this, and oh, I really need that, and man, I wish I could always have this and that, and so $1 million in cash for some people would be a con. It would be a burden. Okay, for other people, $1 million in cash would be would be freedom, right? pay off all debts. I would be debt free immediately. I would be debt free within a day. Debt free. Everybody, hush up, leave me alone. You're paid, right? Certainly would acquire some assets. If I had $1 million, you could do some property, some real estate. You could do some investments. And then, of course, like I said, I would also being a person who has a legacy mind state, okay, meaning a lot of the things that I think about and a lot of things that I do today is to have a better tomorrow, right? And so certainly $1 million would help to establish some of those long-term goals, at least get them rolling. But at the same time, man, I'll say this, and I think a lot of us would agree that $1 million today in 2019 is certainly not what does not go as far as $1 million has done in the past, right? I mean, I remember being a little kid and it was like $1 million, a millionaire, a single millionaire was like, man, they've made it. They're done. They're set for life and all those types of things. Where we all know in this day and age, unfortunately, $1 million, that's going to last you for a while, but you better be smart with it, or otherwise it won't last too long. Does that make sense? So how many of you would take $1 million in cash, right, and do something with it? And what would you do with it? The second option was a lifetime free traveling, which is, oh my gosh, that is very appealing to me because I would love to see the world. There's a million places that I would love to see, bucket list items and other places like that. Man, I want to go to Egypt. I want to see the hieroglyphics. I want to go to South America. There's places in South America that are beautiful. I'm kind of a, I don't know if I'm a ruins guy, but like the Inca ruins and some of those pictures you see, up in the mountains and the houses and the structures they have, man, that would be awesome. Let's see, where else, man. I'm not really a architect guy, like an old architect guy. Some people, they can't wait to go to places like London and places in Europe. Not to say that's not beautiful, not to say that at all, not to say that it wouldn't be a great trip. And certainly if I could travel for free, I would definitely make it by there. But that's, for some reason, that's just not really kind of like a real urgency to go see. Old buildings. I'll tell you, when I was in, I've had a couple opportunities to go to Washington, D.C. and kind of do all the monument walks and all those types of things. And, even there, people will look at the structure and the building and the history. And, it's not that I don't appreciate it. Please relax. It's not that I don't understand the magnitude of the architect of the things, the buildings and what it is. But it's just not really like, man, I'm just not really, don't have any urgency to go check it out. That's not me, right? But a lifetime of free traveling, my goodness, that would be awesome. Would it not? If you had a lifetime, if you could choose one thing, $1 million so far, option number one, or option number two, would you choose a lifetime of free travel? And why would you do that? Where do you want to go? Option number three is hanging out with the richest people in the world for 2 years. Now, this one right here for me, I'm gonna come back to this one. Let's come back to this one. Let's go to the fourth option, and that was 60% chance of winning $100 million. 60% chance. Now that's a huge chance. 6 and 10, man, $100 million. I might take that. You take that, you got a better than 50% chance of winning $100 million. And obviously with the $100 million, you just won it. And there's a lot of stuff you could do. That's better than 1 million for sure. And with $100 million, you could certainly do a lot of traveling for a lot of times. So some people might want to take that. I think the people that would like that might be the gamblers, like they like taking that chance, or they like their odds, right? Of getting that $100 million. So they'll say, yeah, let me take that and I'll work out the rest. That's 100 times more than 1 million. And that's plenty of travel already built in. So some people would take option number 4, 60% chance of winning. Again, we're talking about money matters. Okay. We all know money matters. We all know that there are matters that money must be applied to. And the last and final option number, I skipped over 3. Let's go back to 3. And that was hang out with the richest people in the world for 2 years. Wow. That is where I landed. That's where I landed. I assessed all of it for me personally. And in the end of the day, I landed on option number 3. And I would choose hanging out with the richest people in the world for 2 years. When I come back, I'm going to tell you why. Hey, this is the Onealien on the Onealien Show. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back. We're going to jump back into Money Matters. And